The Dallas Cowboys made their move with the 12th overall pick, and I have to say, it was a decision that caught a lot of people off guard, myself included. Despite all the rumors swirling around, despite the speculation that they might go in a different direction, they stuck to their guns and picked a guard. Tyler Booker, straight out of Alabama, is now officially a Cowboy. And honestly, it says a lot about how the draft unfolded. They probably tried to move around a bit, maybe even trade down, but when Tenero McMillan was snatched up before their turn, the Cowboys went with who they believed was the best player available at that moment. During the NFL Combine, Tyler Booker really made his presence known. He showed that classic mindset you want in a guard, that physical, aggressive, smash-mouth style that just screams dominance at the line of scrimmage. He even described his style of play as launching an assault on defenders, forcing them to hesitate before engaging with him. That kind of mentality is exactly what you want anchoring the interior of your offensive line. Now, of course, the pick stirred a lot of debate. We're going to get into all of that, the highs, the lows, the gray areas, because picking a guard instead of a flashier position like wide receiver never sits perfectly with everyone. And honestly, I get it. That's why I'm really curious to hear what you all think. I want you to grade this pick, give it an A to F. Tell me where you stand on the selection of Tyler Booker. Was it a slam dunk? Was it a reach? Let's get into it. Taking a closer look at Tyler Booker himself, I have to admit I'm usually cautious with the term safe when evaluating prospects. I have been burned before, trusting a player labeled as the safest pick, only for them to fall completely flat once they hit the league. But with Tyler Booker, that description might actually fit. He feels like a plug-and-play guy, someone who can slide in as the starting right guard from day one without missing a beat. It's funny because my player comparison for him was actually someone I had hoped the Cowboys would draft a few years ago. When you look at his athletic testing, the numbers pop a little, enough to make you believe he can hang at a high level, even if he's not blowing the doors off the gym. Honestly, I was a little surprised they went with a guard who isn't necessarily a crazy athlete in the first round. But when you watch Booker play, the strength is undeniable. He's going to be a tone setter on that line, a guy who punishes defenders snap after snap. He's got that raw, unmovable strength that you just cannot teach. As soon as he steps on the field, you're going to feel his presence, no doubt about it. Tyler Booker put up a strong showing, not just in the Combine, but on tape throughout his career at Alabama. Even though he may not have the elite athleticism you dream about in a first-round pick, his size and power are absolutely top tier. He stands just shy of 6'5" and tips the scales at 321 pounds. His hands measure at 11 inches, massive, giving him that vice grip that linemen need to control defenders once they latch on. Once he gets those paws on you, forget about it. You're not getting away. What's interesting is that he actually began his career playing left tackle, which is pretty impressive in itself, but he eventually transitioned to left guard at Alabama. For the Cowboys, though, the plan is clear. He's going to be the new right guard. And frankly, I don't think the transition is going to be an issue at all. He already has some experience at that spot, and from everything I have seen, there wasn't any noticeable dip in his performance when he switched sides. This guy is a professional, ready to step in and make an impact from day one. With Tyler Booker in the fold, the Cowboys' offensive line room now boasts 16 players. There's a lot of reshuffling going on, and it looks like some players who were previously penciled in as starters or backups at certain spots are going to have to adjust. There's a certain player who now might be shifting into more of a swing role, playing center and guard as needed. He's got ideal size for those positions, with arm length measurements that hit the 34-inch mark, right where you want it for inside versatility. Now, when it comes to Tyler Booker's draft grade, I initially had him pegged as a second-round talent. His testing numbers weren't eye-popping, and I tend to weigh athletic upside heavily when I'm putting together my boards. But the thing is, his film told a different story. Sometimes the testing doesn't match the player's real-world effectiveness, and that was definitely the case here. I did not significantly downgrade him, because even without elite testing, his tape showed he could be a reliable and powerful presence. The difference between Tyler Booker and some of the other prospects available at that spot wasn't massive for me. I know there are positional value concerns. I get it. Right guard isn't exactly a premium position, but the Cowboys clearly prioritized locking down a need with a guy they believe can anchor their line for years. More on that whole discussion later. But for now, the focus is squarely on Booker and what he brings to the table. He is not the kind of player you draft because of flash or highlight reel moments. He's a worker, a fighter, a grinder, someone who's going to win ugly in the trenches. And honestly, sometimes that's exactly what you need. His strength and power pop immediately when you watch him. And while he might not have the quickest feet or the smoothest lateral movement, he compensates with sheer force. That man is a wall once he plants himself. And even if there are some concerns about how he might handle the elite quickness of NFL defensive tackles, he's got enough brute strength to hold his own in most matchups. I'll be straight with you. If you're looking for an elite athlete who's going to test through the roof, Booker is not your guy. His relative athletic score, the infamous RAS, reflected that. His agility metrics were better during his pro day, which helped ease a few concerns, but overall, he remains more of a strength-based prospect. His foot speed is average at best, and when you put him up against top-tier athletes, there's a chance he could struggle at times. Still, in a power-based scheme, this guy fits like a glove. If you're building a run-first offense that needs to dominate at the point of attack, Booker is the type of player you want in your foxhole. Now, before we dive into how this selection impacts the rest of the Cowboys draft strategy, I want you to take a moment and think. What was your immediate gut reaction to this pick? Were you excited, disappointed, confused? One word, just one, to sum up your feeling when you saw Tyler Booker's name come across that screen. There's a lot more to unpack as we look at the depth along the offensive line and what this means moving forward. Spoiler alert, the Cowboys now have 5 starters, and 3 of them share the same first name, which is honestly pretty hilarious. Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, and now Tyler Booker. The all-Tyler offensive line unit is officially taking shape. Maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's fate, but either way, it's something to smile about in the middle of a chaotic draft night. As for Booker, there's no doubt he'll slot in as the new right guard without much competition. But while they have fortified one spot, there are still pressing questions elsewhere. Wide receiver remains a significant hole. The team still lacks a true lead running back, and defensive line depth could use a boost as well. Not to mention the possibility of adding another interior offensive lineman or even some additional pass rushers. How they manage these needs over the next couple of days will be absolutely crucial to the success of this draft class. Looking back at the broader draft strategy, it's important to stay grounded when analyzing each pick individually. Predicting how teams will act during the draft is a fool's game. Surprises are inevitable, and that's part of what makes the entire process so exciting. With Tyler Booker, what stands out isn't just his strength or his size. It's the way he carries himself. His leadership qualities have been consistently highlighted by coaches and teammates alike. Watching his tape, you see a guy who not only does his job, but elevates the energy of the entire offensive line. He brings a commanding presence that is hard to teach, something that can transform a unit from good to great. There was a particular game late last season that really drove this home for me. The situation was tense, the defense was bringing pressure from all angles, and Alabama's offensive line was struggling to keep things together. In the middle of that chaos, Booker was the calm. He kept the unit organized, kept the quarterback protected, and you could visibly see him barking out adjustments and encouraging his teammates. That's the kind of leadership you cannot quantify, but you know it when you see it. That's the kind of guy you want in your locker room, especially in high-pressure moments when the game is on the line. Of course, not everything is perfect. One of the lingering concerns with Tyler Booker is how he will adapt to NFL-level quickness. He's powerful, no doubt, but in today's league, interior defensive linemen are getting faster and more agile by the year. Booker will need to show he can mirror those quicker pass rushers and not get caught leaning or lunging. Technique will be key here. His base is strong, and his punch is heavy, but his footwork needs to be consistent to avoid getting beaten by finesse moves. If he can clean that up, he has every tool necessary to be a long-term starter. There's also the bigger picture to consider. How does this pick fit into the Cowboys' overall goals? They have made no secret about wanting to become more physical to reassert dominance at the line of scrimmage. This pick screams that philosophy. It's about sending a message, setting a tone. When you add a player like Booker, you're signaling to the rest of the league that you plan on winning the battle up front, play after play. It might not be the flashy pick fans dream about, but it's the kind of move that wins games in December and January when the weather turns cold and every yard matters. Still, there are gaps elsewhere that cannot be ignored. The lack of depth at wide receiver is concerning. Right now, the team lacks that true number 2 or number 3 option behind their top guy. The running back room is thin, and unless someone steps up dramatically, the offense could struggle to maintain balance. Defensively, the interior of the defensive line needs more beef to hold up against the run, and some extra juice off the edge would not hurt either. All of these concerns point to a critical day 2 of the draft. The Cowboys will have to get aggressive, maybe even move up the board to secure in a surprising move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, star wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase has signed a 3-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys. The announcement came amidst rumors and speculations surrounding the former Cincinnati Bengals standout, whose dynamic performances have earned him a reputation as one of the league's top talents. Chase, a former LSU product, was drafted by the Bengals in 2021 and quickly made an impact, becoming the centerpiece of Cincinnati's explosive offense. His combination of speed, route running, and physicality helped him rack up over 3,000 receiving yards and 28 touchdowns in just 3 seasons. After a memorable rookie year that included a stunning 1,455 yards and 13 touchdowns, Chase solidified his place as one of the NFL's elite wide receivers. However, with the Bengals facing financial constraints and salary cap issues, many assumed that Chase would remain a key figure in their offense for years to come. Yet, it was the Cowboys who seized the opportunity, securing a 3-year contract with a 23-year-old that could reshape the team's aerial attack. The Cowboys' offense has been a subject of scrutiny in recent seasons, with quarterback Dak Prescott's performance often under the microscope. While Prescott has had his moments of brilliance, the lack of a truly elite wide receiver had been seen as one of the team's weaknesses. Enter Ja'Marr Chase, who now joins an offensive lineup that includes a talented but often inconsistent receiving core. His presence instantly makes the Cowboys' passing game much more dangerous, providing Prescott with a legitimate game-changer on the outside. The move also positions the Cowboys as potential contenders in the NFC, with the addition of Chase giving them a potent offensive weapon to pair with their already strong defense. With the NFC East becoming more competitive with the rise of teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, this signing could prove to be the boost Dallas needs to make a serious playoff push. For Chase, the move to Dallas represents a new chapter in his young career, one that promises to bring even greater opportunities for success. Known for his ability to make spectacular catches and his knack for finding the end zone, Chase's skills should translate well in the Cowboys' offense. His rapport with Prescott could evolve quickly, and the two could form one of the most formidable duos in the NFL. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on the Cowboys' offense to see how Ja'Marr Chase fits into the equation. With a 3-year deal in place, the Cowboys now have a potential game-changer who could help them reach new heights in the postseason. In the ever-competitive world of the NFL, it's moves like this that can define the trajectory of a team, and Dallas might have just found the spark they need to light up their offense. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.